These are the pieces of metal that I'm going to use to make this crucifix, and this piece is 30mm square stainless steel, and this is going to be used for the torso and the head. This is going to be used for the legs, which is some 16mm round, and this is for the arms and the hands. This will be the cross piece of the cross beam, and I'm going to forge this down for the main stem of the cross. And this will have to be forged down with a power hammer because it's quite chunky and it will take a lot of force. And to start, when you make this crucifix, you have to be constantly thinking about Christ actually being crucified. I'm going to heat this up now. It's going to take a little while. Bring the face in a bit now. It's just one lump. Bring it in. hot as you can get it without it starting to deteriorate. You don't want it anywhere near burning, but you really don't want it orange. It's too soft. You need it a very bright yellow. There's a fine line between bright yellow and it melting, and then you've had it. There. You've ruined it. Supposed to happen. Don't film that. Okay, there we go. Let's get it. Gotta get in here. This is going to be the eye sockets. Like this. Glove on. It's the razor heat off the metal. Just want to bring his nose out of the box. And the neck, of course, that's got to come in. Oh, each time I make one of these, it's very spontaneous. It's never exactly the same. Not all the time. Now, what am I doing here? Just maybe jump about a bit. Like that. Oh, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now, have to remember that those Roman soldiers, when they were mocking him, after they'd stuck the crown of thorns on his head, would have given him a good beaten up as well. Here we've got a couple of black eyes, possibly a broken nose. So, in a lot of pain. Too cold. Well, at the moment the head's still relatively large for how it's going to end up, is because I'm going to be shaving bits off with the grinder in more of a detailed way, just to get the shape of the face right, and the use of little chisels. After I've done this, I'll have to shave it back, almost the final shape of the face with the grinder as best I can, and then it's a matter of putting in the crown of thorns, and then the hair is actually welded, it's just welds, and then I shape those welds. And that was the easiest way of doing it. Yeah, working time is really just a few seconds. 15 seconds maybe. Depends. It's hot. This beard in, I think where the mouth would be as well. What I'm doing is I'm now grinding back and getting the face to the right size and to get the shape in. I'm leaving this around the top because this is going to be the crown of thorns eventually. And so really now I'm just grinding to get the shape of the head. I'm going to finish grinding this back to the right size, and then I'll have to heat it up, anneal it as best I can, which you can with stainless steel. Any metal can be annealed, so it's a little bit softer, but and then put in the final details on the face, and then it's a matter of forging up the arms and the legs. I'll have to do some forging here on the torso as well, and that'll take us to the next stage. Okay, I've got the face done now, and I'm imagining what it's like when I've polished it in the dark and the light, and how it's going to look. And I'm now cutting in the crown thorns, and after that I'll then put the hair on with weld, and then shape the hair with these punches, and that'll be that part done. putting weld on to produce the hair. I'll shape the hair in after I've done the weld. So, okay. Because I'm turning it around because I'm looking at it myself, but it's so I've just defined the hair a bit more on those welds just to show a bit of movement of the hair, and now I'm going to finish the torso here and forge the arms and the legs, and I think that'll work.
Okay.
Right. Next thing, I'm going to make the legs. Foot. I'm going to make the arm and an arm now with the hand on the end out of 12mm round. There, so I'll make the wrist in there. Oop. Really want you filming that bit. At the moment I'm going to forging up the trunk of the cross, the main trunk of the cross, and I just want to keep a bit of texture on it, as if it's the bark of the cross. The base of the cross, I'm using tube because I'm going to have a nut welded in here so it can be attached to the base. And then this will be, I forged this tube down a little so it's the same size as the trunk, and that will be welded to the bottom of there. And so we'll forge this up. Yeah. So we'll forge this up. Right, I've welded the main trunk solid bar onto the forged down tube, and I welded that ring that I made onto there, and then I've used small offcuts of stainless steel, just little offcuts of bar, and welded them all the way around, and then I've just ground it all back to make a rough sphere. I'll work that up later with chisels to give it some definition. Well, I'm going to be putting this bit of offcut in there, welding that in, and this will eventually be part of the loincloth here, that, which will again be worked up with chisels and a little bit of grinding. And then it's a matter of just finishing the musculature of the body. And the final thing to do is to define the toes, the fingers and thumbs, and then set the whole body. I'll have to heat it up and set the whole body in the right position, just by moving the legs in the right position, the arms in the right position. The body maybe wants curving a little, so it's bending across the stomach. Heating around the neck, which is quite difficult because the arms are there, and I want to set the head to be looking down. Have to be careful not to burn the arms. I think we're good. It's really hard stainless steel. It's going. It's okay. Yeah, I like that. Set these arms. Close. Let me go back down here again. The next thing is I'm going to just make the hands and the feet now, just define the fingers and toes. And then I've got to chisel in the folds of the loincloth. Once I've done that, apart from drilling through the hands and the feet, it's pretty much ready for polishing. So now I'm just chiseling in the folds of the loincloth now. Important part, tummy button. I think it's about there. Voilà. This is the spear side. I may just find it. Okay. So we've got that there. Now I'm going to cut the fingers, thumbs. So I use this very fine cutting disc. Got a big lump of metal, it takes a long time to heat up, but those little fingers will heat up very quickly, but I want the whole hand to heat up, so you've got to be careful you don't burn the fingers off. They'll just go, they'll melt off. There we go, pretty good. Same here. I've welded the cross beam on here now, and I'm going to put welds around here to denote rope, as if this has been held on. This cross beam has been held on with rope. This is the piece of sheet metal that I'm going to use to make the scroll or plaque that has got the INRI stamped into it. So I just want to forge the edges to give it a little bit of thickness here, and then I'll scroll it. That looks like a scroll or a sheet. Just putting in the letters I-N-R-I on this scroll. Just define those a bit better. Okay, I think that's okay. Just a little there. Maybe. Voila. That will be polished. Polishing mop.
Oui.
And I'm just going to polish
Oui.
the body now. It takes a long time to polish all of the crucifix, body and the cross. Will take approximately 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay.
Ça y est, j'ai installé.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay. So I'm in day 4 now, and I've made the base. That was made out of angle, and it's just welded together, ground, and then sanded. I'm going to leave it with a sanded finish, so it's a little bit of difference between the polished crucifix and the base. I've now ground that ball at the bottom, which represents a rock. Basically, the crucifix is coming out of a rock. That has now been ground. I've defined certain lines in it, and they will come out nice with the polishing. That's the plaque and the crucifix. I'm just starting to polish it now. The corpus, sorry. And I've welded in, I had to drill into the cross and then put these little pegs in, which represent the nails, and welded those in, ground the back. That'll all be polished up. You see the rough rope around where the crossbeam goes onto the the main stem of the cross. And this is the corpus on the cross now. I haven't welded it on yet, and because I've got to do the polishing, but that's how it's going to go. And it's just placed through the holes that I've drilled in the hands and the feet. And yeah, I've got about a 2.5, maybe 3 hours on the polishing, as I said before. But it's I think it's come out well. Okay, so we're at the end of day 4. It's all polished, and I've now attached the corpus to the cross, and yeah, I like it, and I think that's turned out well.